Welcome to University Hospital Coventry in Warwickshire, or UHCW as it's known locally. As you can see behind me, it's a hive of activity with hundreds of people coming and going every single day. But in this film, we want to take you beyond those doors and show you a side of the hospital that you don't normally get to see. We're going to be tracking the journey of the NHS supply chain, right from the very beginning at the depot to where the products end up getting used. And this is where all the supplies that the NHS need come into for distribution around the hospital. I'm going to speak to Brian, who's a bit busy at the moment, but I want to find out how things go from here where they need to be. First thing I want to know is how many deliveries do you actually get a day, and when does your day start?
6:30 in the morning is the first wagon should be here. Anything up to 60 kgs a day comes in. 2 lorries normally generally for that.
And so when the lorries actually turn up, how long does it take to get the cages off and then distributed around the hospital? That must be a real task.
Right. It's sort of 20 minutes, half hour to get it off the lorry, and then we do our paperwork side of it. Then it'll take the porters anything up to like 2.5 hours to get it from here to its end users, and then obviously the wards and all the end users then break it down.
Now, I'm in one of the many corridors here at the hospital, and I'm looking for the storeroom for Ward 33. Ward 33, we found it.
This is all the oxygen masks, the oxygen tubes, Venturis, neb kits. So basically all the consumables that they use on the ward really.
And this is really vital stuff, isn't it, for the everyday running of the hospital?
Very much so, yeah. Once we've did the order, it goes onto a PDA. So we actually go and download the order to the supply chain. 2 days later it comes in.
We're about to meet Professor Imre. Now, he is a surgeon, a vascular surgeon, also a transplant surgeon. He's going to explain the importance of the supply chain, not only for the operations, but also for doctors and surgeons in general here at the hospital.
However small, however big an operation you're attempting, you've got to have a whole range of equipment that's there. And you are very vulnerable if you're missing even the smallest amount of kit. So things like drapes and things, absolutely essential. You cannot do a safe, sterile procedure without that sort of equipment.
We're going to head down the road to Rugby to the NHS supply chain now to show you the other side of the story.
Hi, I'm John Clark, General Manager of the site. Yeah, the warehouse itself is 142,000 square foot. We stock around 4,000 different products which we will supply to the hospitals.
So, first of all, there's a lot of stuff behind us here. How many pallets on average would you get in a week?
It's normally about 2,000 pallets a week is what we're looking at on average.
We've got lots of boxes behind us here, which is all the stuff that's come in. How do you go from that to getting them all on the shelves?
Okay, what we do is we tip the trucks as soon as they come in. The stock goes here. What we then do is, with the wireless system that we've got, book it in, double check the quantity matches what we've got. The guys on the reach trucks then come and collect it, stick it up into the racking, and that's literally as simple as it is.
How does the order get from the hospital to you?
It all starts with the customer themselves. They identify what products they need to order, and they'll place their order at the hospital. Once the orders are placed, they'll drop onto the system, which then does a lot of the work for us. So, end of each day, 4:30 comes, order closes off.
The orders come through via an RF unit on a computer monitor here. Each hospital or ward has their own unique rec point. So for example, the individual rec point here was actually for the ward what we're delivering to here. So this is the care centre, and here's all the items that they've ordered and what the pickers will be going through to order correctly.
Right, I can see cages being loaded. We've had the whole picking process, it's all been caged up. What happens next?
What happens next is our marshals will go round, make sure that we've got the correct number of cages for the right places in the correct areas ready for these guys to start loading. Make sure that everything is correct, we've got the right numbers to go to the right places, so that when the loaders come to do their loading bit, they've got the right numbers to be able to guide them as to what has to go where on the vehicle.
Whereabouts are we actually now? Because we've been in the warehouse, so what is this area?
This is the yard area where all the vehicles congregate.
How many vehicles have you actually got in this depot?
There's 26 at this depot, running 46 drivers over a 24-hour period.
And would one vehicle go to several sort of location drop-off points?
Yes, it would, yeah. Depending where it's going to the hospital, they might have about 3 or 4 locations within that hospital.
It's very clear from the moment that people join the team here at Rugby that they recognise that working in the area in which we supply, they're very cognizant of the fact that what they pick one day might be used on their relative or even themselves the following day. So we very much push that message to say you have a direct impact on what happens in the local community.
So we've seen how well the NHS supply chain works. We've seen how efficient it is, how important it is, and I think certainly for me and hopefully for you it's given me a greater understanding of just how important the NHS supply chain is and all the people that work for it to create a healthier community and also save lives.